Well, interestingly, over the years, even as Willow kind of developed this cult following and there was a clamoring for a sequel, George always would say, I think it should be a series. Because I think, you would delve more deeply into the mythology that we started to create, but, there's so much more that could be there. John Kasdan totally understood that. And what he's done in this first season of the show is really developed kind of the evil side of the story and the darker magic, along with a new set of characters, and along with some of the originals that really blend and meld in a way that's cool. It's contemporary, but it's true to, the sort of the foundation that was laid back when we made the movie. I am most excited by what I sense is a kind of a very organic evolution of the universe and a great set of younger characters who are very, very relatable and yet still very much belong in the world of Willow. And lastly, Warwick Davis has just become a more and more interesting personality and talent with so much experience, and he kind of brings, whereas in the movie it was youthful, kind of callow exuberance. Now there's a kind of a gravitas and a wisdom there that's well earned, and I think audiences are really going to enjoy that and appreciate it.
It's unbelievably exciting action adventure, but also, as Ron Howard mentioned last night at this Q&A, the humor and humanity that George Lucas wanted originally for the movie shines brightly. And that's what I also love about the show, while being unbelievably suspenseful, action-packed, and compelling. I'm excited for the audience to see this whole new telling of this world. Yes, very, very excited.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I think, the original movie kind of lent itself. You sort of wanted to see what happened with these characters and see what other new characters can kind of be introduced into the story. So, it was ripe for opportunity to really create some fun fantasy. It is a classic tale of good and evil and finding that balance and, Willow being that great, wonderful presence and spirit that he is.
It doesn't feel strange because I think those characters were always going to have a life of their own, and they did. I mean, people have been watching the film and still enjoying it over the years, so it doesn't feel very strange to kind of pick up the sword again or step into those shoes. But it's lovely. It's like arriving tonight and seeing everyone dressed up, seeing in my old costume and my new ones. John Kasdan came along, and I just think he's a genius. And he understands this material more than all of us and loves it as much as anyone, and it could not be in better hands. So I really feel like John has taken something he loved and really taken it forward. I think this series it has all the bells and whistles you might expect in any dramatic series. There's intrigues, there's danger, there's loves, there's all kinds of everything. But the beautiful thing about Willow, and I think why it was originally successful and why it's had such a life of its own beyond the original release, is that it's got a really big heart.
It's amazing. I have to say I've never seen anything quite this big and exciting. It's really impressive, and it was really great to see Warwick and the whole thing kind of come together. So yeah, it's a remarkable thing. It's very exciting.
It's incredible what the producers and creative team were able to accomplish, and every episode, as you said, it seems like a film, and every character and moment feels grand in scale. And that's credit to John Kasdan and Max Taylor, who were there on set with us constantly. And, it's kudos to them. Just how funny it is, It's an incredible, deep story with rich characters. And beyond all that, it's just fun.
I mean, it's awesome to be a part of something and to be a part of something that people are getting so excited about. I think I'm just ready to share it with the world, honestly. Every working, moving part is so magnificent in its own right. Like the costumes and the set decoration and the props, like everything came together so beautifully, and everyone just did such a remarkable job. I can't wait to see it all like actually come together.
Well, I really loved the original movie, so I was really excited to get to be a part of this, and I didn't really know anything about my character. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to say that it was so incredible. Once I discovered who I was playing, what I was going to get to do, I was like, oh my God, this is like one of the best opportunities of my life, for sure. I don't want to say too much, but I think there's going to be a lot of surprises coming.
I think what's been wonderful is that John was first and foremost was a fan, so he really wanted to pay tribute and homage to the original movie and the work that George and Ron had created. And so for us to then take that into 8 hours and to be able to tell this sort of new story expanded over a period of time, I think we had such a great sort of ground for it from the work that had gone before, and we were able to sort of build and adapt on that. What I'm excited for people who don't necessarily know the story, I'm excited for them to discover a new ensemble that Willow, played by Warwick Davis, is sort of tutoring. And I'm excited for people to discover somebody they can identify with in that ensemble. I think we have such a rich blend of characters, people with, very, very different backgrounds, and I think there's something in there for everyone. So I'm keen for people to find that one they associate with and go and learn some magic, go on that journey over 8 episodes.
Well, what's so great is the original movie was a complete, fantastic ride, but it left us with these burning questions that our show is going to pick up and start answering and expanding upon. Mainly, what happened to Elora Danan? What happened to that adorable baby, the best baby in cinema? And of course, Willow, what was their relationship? Did he train her? Are we going to see that? So there's lots of cool continuations of where the original movie left off. It was a natural jumping off point for us in developing the series. And there are some surprises in store as well, some things that are expanding on the lore. But yes, it all traces back to that core relationship in the original movie. Well, this would, of course, not have been possible without Warwick Davis, who is just an international treasure, just incredible, one of the greats. So we were so lucky he was game to do this with us again. And also we're introducing, alongside the return of Willow, some great new characters played by a fabulous ensemble. And they're all going to fit right at home in that epic fantasy genre, but they're going to have a very modern sound around them as well, very modern feeling. And that's all due to John Kasdan creating these indelible characters that are just so incredibly fun, that are going to be thrown on an adventure together, and we wish them luck. If they can survive each other, they can do anything. There are some extraordinary epic arcs they're all going to go on, but kind of that road movie vibe between them all, and how wonderful each of these actors are, and very unique in their own way, and when thrown together really create that really incredible cinematic alchemy we're very fortunate to have with them. So I think I'm just mainly excited for audiences to meet these new characters.
Oh, I mean, it's been unbelievable. It's something I've always thought deserved more stories. The Willowverse was huge and expansive, and it needed more, and we didn't get it for a few decades, but luckily Warwick and Ron and I were able to come together and make it happen, and we couldn't be more excited. Well, I'm hoping that when audiences go on the journey, when they get to the end of the 8 episodes, they feel like it's a satisfying and worthy continuation of the story that began and that they love.
It's incredible. I think the size of the series as well is just absolutely massive. It genuinely feels like 8 mini movies when you're watching it. But we cover so many different topics and enter so many different places. It's very extraordinary. I'm excited for people to be able to relate to our characters. I think they're going to be able to see themselves quite clearly, which is kind of, I don't know, I guess sometimes in fantasy it's kind of hard to see yourself because it's so surreal. But I think with this, it's like you'll be able to see yourself and relate to these characters very easily.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Like, I have my family here with me, and that's really cool, but also the amazing cast and crew of the show. And we're all so excited to celebrate together. I think it was really great to be able to take the kind of unique tone of the original film and bring that into the series, because it's so fun and so energetic and so full of life and so full of quirkiness. So that was really exciting, and the humor is so great. It doesn't take the fantasy world seriously. It really kind of turns everything on its head and has a little bit of fun with it. I'm so excited for them to discover if they haven't seen the film, I'm so excited for them to discover the world of Willow and what that means, and yeah.
Right, well, it was interesting, first of all, to just have a creative team that had loved the original for so long. So you step onto set and it becomes, it's like there's like an obligation and a really responsibility to bring your A game, because Warwick cares so much about it, John Kasdan cares so much about it, grew up with it. It's just a privilege to be a part of something that people care about. It's really rare to walk into something like that, an IP that people have seen and loved. Well, I mean, that was the thing. Even the set itself, I mean, most of it was practical, or a lot of it was practical. A lot of the stunts were practical. So I feel like, I mean, I think that's to the credit of John Kasdan, who creates these three-dimensional characters and creates the world and the episodes in such a way that each one is sort of individual and you have something to sink your teeth into, and something that hopefully the audience will appreciate as well, as an isolated, encapsulated thing, as well as a whole series.